stay low key in the cut, but you know, we're shining. All glory to the Most High. All glory, you know. Especially in this hour, you know. A lot of things going on in the world, and people are just striving to, you know, cluster B personality disorder-wise, you know, blame niggas for some shit. Like, we the ones that's responsible for, you know, a lot of things. Like, we responsible, but not really responsible at the same time. There's a different set of niggas. We don't even call them niggas. But yeah, see the title. I got a lot of, you know, subscribers from around the world, so, you know, I ain't talking negative anyways, I'm just talking truth and facts, but however, you know, positive and negative keeps things in motion. So, but, you know, I got subscribers and, you know, family around the world that are, you know, in tune, they ain't never really been to America. And they are like, you know, they're pretty cool. They understand, you know, the false narrative of what's going on, and they're learning even more about what's been going on in America, man. America is a certain way. Like, why is it so called corrupt? And niggas get, you know, painted, you know, a certain way. You watch my back, but you know, clouds is out so people will come outside. I know I got the button pusher in the background. But they've been being good lately. They've been trying to like, yo, let me hear what's going on. We ain't gonna shadow ban this real quick. We're gonna let it happen. But the Somali situation, I can speak on the Somali situation because I lived in Minnesota. I know what's up. I remember when they came. To Minnesota, as far as like immigrants and, you know, the things that we had to deal with when it was a new set of people in the world. So this is another reason I'm gonna speak upon that whole situation and how we kind of, you know, interacted with the Somalis. And right now I'm sitting back maintaining, trying to get this good prana, man. The most I got the breath kicking out this joint right now today. Breeze is hitting. And then they doze off. I got some people from behind trying to squeeze up there. So anyhow, though, feeling about that Somali situation. The reason why I can build about it because I live in Minnesota. I know what the Somalis is about. I know I got some subscribers around the world that, you know, that are cool and they rock with niggas and they never really been to America to be around a nigga and shit before, or, you know, a black man in America, and or FBA or an Indian or a true Indian, you know, and so, you know, they can see that certain people that have been around us kind of took it for granted, you know, the freedom that they had, being able to get a lot of money and stuff like that. Hey, what's happening? You know, so you know, so the freedom that, you know, that you get to be around niggas. We never really attacked, you know, Somalians or nothing like that. I remember when Somalians came to Minnesota. You know, that's happened to be where they did the George Floyd situation at. But we had to deal with Somalians coming into the game as far as like we weren't prepared. They didn't tell us that it was going to be a certain people that was going to come in and they was going to occupy this area. We seen the area being built before they got there, so we knew and understood this is something that was planned before they even made it. You know, they made a section in the city of Minneapolis that was supposed to be for Somalians and, you know, basically only Somalis. That was going to be the new niggas basically, and the Mexicans kind of slid up in there, so they got that spot. They had built mosque around. I used to see the temple, you know, I used to see the crescent moon and everything. And I used to be like putting it together. I had knowledge of stuff, and I'm like, man, who's gonna put a mosque here? There was a big one, same as a block. But, you know, in that building they ended up putting Mexicans in, so they kind of slid them in. And these was in black neighborhoods. You know, we had, you know, stores and stuff like that. We weren't murder, death, killing. We were just living our culture, how everybody lived. You know what I'm saying? We pretty much invented business, so we was doing the best we could. Anyhow, though, so they kind of moved that area and made an area for the Somalians, a few different areas. And when they came into the town, they were like giving everything. Like, we looked and seen this, and I'm telling you, all your boards of the board of the, I don't know the name of the, but all of them, they around my age and shit, man. They went to Roosevelt and shit. Remember they class when they came into the game, man? They had a classroom for them that we all had to walk past to go to the bathroom, to go to the gym. And we weren't experienced in, you know, other cultures like that massively moving to us. So it was a smell that came along with it. And we had to bear that smell. They didn't know nothing about cleaning up and shit. It was all in hijabs and things of that nature. Hey, what's happening? Thanks for joining in. You know, and like we don't hate Somalians. You know, I like Somalis. I had a homie that was a Somali, and they were pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? They were a different kind of black folk. They were from Africa though. You know, but they were given a lot of things. You know, in America, they was trying to do bribery and things of that nature. Hey, what's up now? They was doing a lot of bribery. As you can see that they were caught up about this. The biggest bribery that you can see. What's happening? And I appreciate you. Thanks for joining and subbing. I appreciate that. And so basically, you know, this is for my people around the world who don't know about the Somalian situation. I can build on the Somalian situation firsthand, and I witnessed, you know. I remember when they came into the town. So we all, as black folks, we never attacked them, we never fought them, because we had to deal with the Hmongs and the Laotians and things of that nature too. We never had wars with these people. We got along with them. We go and shop at their restaurants. You know, we weren't really having restaurants because police always raid our restaurant or something. Or wherever we'll have a place of business where we're starting to generate a nice amount of money. You know, it's whether it's dealing with food or they can say something that's not clean, but because the business be booming at the door. So only certain black people will have businesses, you know. And people don't understand that. The immigrants or the foreigners, when they come over, they're like, yeah, how come black folks ain't thriving? It's like it's an underneath thing that's been going on. There's two different kind of white folks that's in the world. And I've been able to experience both of them, especially living in America and I'm talking about in America, the American type of white folks. You know, as far as like, you know, I've seen them in Minnesota. There's actually ones that are actually kind. Hey, what's up now? Out here in the kingdom of Hawaii. Hey now. So, you know, and I'm just sharing for, you know, some of my people that's around the world that ain't never really been to America, that don't know what's going on, and seeing that's like it's a corrupt situation that's been going on, dealing with the deportation situation. And a lot of the Somalians who got really comfortable in you know what I'm saying, in you know, America being around us, you know, as like just, you know, having stores, and you know, they was given a lot of things, you know what I mean? And so, hey, what's happening? Well, y'all, let me know where y'all hitting up from. And so yeah, so they had a lot of things, you know, they was given a lot of, you know, gifts. Like I say, stores set up in, you know, neighborhoods that was ours, and we still shop with them. But they also had a little vibe about them when we tried to come and shop with them. You know, the customer service was different. You know, niggas is like, we know about customer service because we always like, we deal with customer service. It wasn't dealing with, it's nothing to do with slavery or nothing. We just very kind and wanted to serve you up something really good to make you remember this, especially if you're getting a plate from us, you know. But anyhow though, they got into positions where they can hire niggas, you know what I'm saying, and they really weren't doing it. So they were kind of bringing a lot of people over to America. And sorry about that. It says, oh, you're from Connecticut on the East Coast. All right, that's what's up. I don't know if you're out there now, I know, but it said, where are you? He said, where are your, I don't know what you say, bro. I know I kind of went off topic a little bit. So anyhow though, we'll get back into it, man. As far as like, you know, the Somali situation, us as brothers, man, we really love them. I used to go to the store and get you know, they have all kind of little herbs and shit. So I get the little herb because if I'm about to have my, you know, marry my girls and everything, they have some nice little stuff. Anyhow though, but just dealing with the customer service, it was different. So we'd go in and wait and do things. We want to experience, you know, we like the thing about American niggas, we like to see black folks, you know what I'm saying? From whatever you came from around the world, we want to experience your divinity from the creator. So it's not that we worship and we don't see black people and shit, you know what I'm saying? Oh, some of them birds flew off. They must see some other things. My birds done flew off. So, you know, it's just the fact that we want to get acquainted with people from around the world that's like us. But once we see and understand that there's like a certain type of personality disorder that's involved, some type of narcissism, some type of entitlement issue. Like, I'm a little bit better because I got this building now that I put all my businesses in, and you don't have no business because I got my brothers over here setting up shop. Only I let a few of y'all have business. And, you know, within that, you know, of course they were fed a negative narrative about, you know, black folks as like drug dealers and gangbangers. You gotta understand, it's a whole situation that went down with niggas in America. When they kind of, you know, the Somalians later on, it was kind of like, you know, bashing us, you know, dealing with their narcissism, you know, because they didn't have to go through poverty the way we did. It was a certain war that went down and whatever they wanted to say, but they had a way to get asylum in America. We didn't ever have no asylum. Nobody said niggas can come to their country and have asylum. Here, get away from the white man, come to my country and you can live. Nobody in the world did that. Nobody ever in the world, in the history of the world, has ever said that for niggas. You know what I'm saying? For us to go and live amongst them. And so, you know, as far as like, you know, us dealing with the Somalians, we were pretty cool with them. You know, we still let them live their culture in our neighborhoods. You know what I mean? They would be in our neighborhood. And they mixed in a few other, like with the Ethiopians. We was cool with the Ethiopians because they had, you know, good restaurants and, you know, pretty girls. And, you know, even though we weren't lusting, we were very friendly. Make sure this is the lighter, right? We were just very friendly with them, you know what I'm saying? And so it seemed like they had to come up with the Ethiopians and Somalians were a little bit different. You know, they were just a little bit different than each other. You know, the Somalians were a little bit more aggressive, you know, because they had dealt with some things that we ended up finding out with you know, how you have circumcision. The women that have it too, you know, and hey, what's happening, y'all? The women that have it. And so that kind of made them a little bit more aggressive. You know, they made them tough. You know, and so we was knowing that when we dealt with them, but we knew they was fine as a mug. We knew they was really pretty, but it was just the fact that, you know, it was an agenda that they had. Now we come to find out that they were trying to get up into, actually into politics and being able to really erase niggas up out of the whole shit. And they was given asylum to do it by a certain fraction in America and from the American whole little political shit, you know? Hey, what's up, y'all? He said, sorry, we said, what time is it? Oh, yeah, it's out here. It's, what time is it? It's 2:30. Bless you. I appreciate you coming through. Thanks for saying I have an amazing day. You have an amazing day as well. Thanks for jumping in. Yeah, man. You know, this is not the bash of Somalians, like I say, man. But a lot of shit that came around full circle because, you know, they tried to shit on niggas, man. Especially the Minnesota. We're talking about the Minnesotas. I have experience with the Minnesota Somalians, you know. So they were given a lot of things. They were given buildings that were like 2 blocks big with everything you can do on the inside of that mother. You know what I'm saying? They ran it. I used to go up in there chilling. You know, my boys get stuff out of there. You know, I tried to rent rooms up out of there, but they didn't let it happen. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, though, I had a couple brothers who learned Sunni Islam from them, and they taught Islam a little bit, but at the same time, it was sly up underneath. But, you know, I learned Islam a different way, just on my own, just with the Most High. You know what I mean? I learned all those little religions, but it's bros that learned from them, and they stuck with them, and they were kind of led by them. You know what I'm saying? As far as like dealing with the Orthodox Muslim, and you know, it's brothers that became really swift. But now they growing to know and understand, like, yo, man, it was the difference. Because the Somalians are more so like the Egyptians, man. Basically, they're pretty much the Egyptians. They just lived in Somalian, all that over there. That's just the Egyptians of the one who got the corn later, who wanted to, they was about to set it up with the false Egyptians in America. If y'all catch on real quick. And they did it at the top of the Nile of the West. In Minnesota, ain't that a bitch? Mississippi. God bless you. Thank you. Peace. All right, so, you know, at the top of the Nile of the West, so you can see how they slid this in there. They had help. Remember, we're dealing with wickedness in high places. So when you see when the Trump was blown, which is the vinyl trumpet and shit, when that shit was blown, it's like, nigga, they granted their asses some time to clean up their shit. Like, nigga, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of time to clean up, to get your story right before we get you out of here, man. Because y'all could have helped niggas out. Y'all was in, because this is what Trump was looking at too. It's like, you gotta actually pay attention to what's really, really going on and shit, because it all gonna boil down that the first shall be the last and the last shall be first at this point. You know, when they wanted Trump into the game. Trump is like, he's a narcissist, a sociopath. Whatever it takes to get into this motherfucker, man, so I can get y'all niggas up out of here, that's what he was on. Because this is what has to happen. We ain't gonna be able to do it. We can't overrun them that much. We can overrun them just by the dissatisfaction that we have. And so when the powers that the Most High uses the wicked ones as the enemy of the Creator as a footstool for you, this is the type of shit that's going on. Because ain't no way you was gonna clear out Minnesota when you're dealing with the Somalis who done ramshacked the whole Minnesota, man, with business. Everything's dealing with bribery. And like I said, ain't nobody in Africa and any of them countries invited niggas to come through to be like, yo, nigga, asylum, you can sit out here. Because once you get over there, you understand that it's bribery everywhere out there, man. Police will run up to you and bribe you for some money. This is in Africa. No matter what country you damn near go to. They haven't even figured that part out yet in their narcissism. You know what I mean? That's why we gotta let them sit. That's why we gotta heal our shit and clean out our shit. Most High's cleaning out our shit. These mugs came into the land and did a fraud. It started out with $3 million or $4 million fraud. Went all the way up to $400 million, man. And they thought they weren't gonna get caught. When the shit went down, when the government when the system went down for a second, the government shut down. They had time for niggas, for motherfuckers to study to see where that money was going, G. Because it's all about the money when it came to America. And who's your demographic? First of all, it's each other, because you're gonna bring each other over here, but it's also the nigga. You have certain stores that just market to niggas only, like certain Asian stores like Soho, you know, those little Asian stores that do the knockoff, they market directly to niggas, man. And ain't nothing else. When you come in that store, they don't play no motherfucking games. Come get this shit and go. You know? Saying, okay, now when you're down with anybody who's doing business on your land, you know, you come in there, you know, you finna spend some shit, and you know how we kind of want to be lenient, like I ain't got the whole thing, and da-da-da-da. Some of them, in certain neighborhoods, they let you get away with certain things. They'll do that. They honor that. But when you're dealing with muds who already have a pre-planned thing, like they get over on the nigga when he comes to you, we already ain't got no money because they stole it from us, the government that let them niggas in. Not the whole government don't all work together. There's fractions. That's why the war going on and shit. There's a part trying to help your ass out. So when that shit clears out, you got the farms, you got the land, you got this, da-da-da-da, wherever you want to set up at. Because these motherfuckers is setting up. They ain't got the knowledge and the know-how to farm and have agriculture. The Somalis didn't come through and have no agriculture in Minnesota. The ones who came through with agriculture were the ones who set up and on farmers markets, the Vietnamese, the Hmong, and they can chill. Cause they cold with the farming, and we don't even hate them. They always look out at farmers markets. You ain't got shit, man. Them niggas just look around, boom, and you all the fresh veggies and shit you need, man. But you go and try to add something, you hungry, you go into one of their stores, the Arab or Somali store. It was the same difference. It was just the Arab was just, the Somali was just the black Arab, even though they don't like saying that shit. But they weren't. So we had to figure them out too, because we wanted to see their originality and see if they had a style. You know, and the way we see their style is how they set up their cars. Like, we want to see how you set your car up, basically. Shit. If you set you apart from us, because we done set the standard for the car. We had the muscle cars, we had the engine on the top, the out. We want to see what you gonna set on to, you know? Because we just got to see if you got originality. Once we seen that it was all about a battlement, you know what I mean? It was a battle of territory. And it was like, as far as they thought, they created a group called Rough and Tough Somalians. Rough and Tough Somalians. We laughed at that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are you going against us for? You got all the options and opportunity. I can walk down this long strip. You got every store on the strip with clothes and with cloth. Because they didn't wear clothes like that. Like, you know, they wore cloth. You know what I mean? They was Muslims. They had the rice and everything. I ate with the mugs, with the hands and everything. All that, man. You know what I'm saying? I had the coffee thing popping before they was even doing coffee. They love coffee so much. Before Starbucks had coffee, them motherfuckers coming in our shit, drinking the coffee. Yeah, we had the $1 cup, $2 cups. We knew coffee was from the bang out. I guess the devil did too. The Starbucks quickly came into the game. You know, so anyhow though, every block sold up in Minnesota then. And all the buildings that were vacant that we couldn't rent out of, they was able to rent them. And the lighting kind of sucks on this motherfucker. They was able to rent them motherfuckers. They was able to get it to the point they were able to take their homeless motherfuckers and put them all in a building and let them sleep. Cause it get cold in Minnesota, man. They put them all in a building and let them sleep right there. They would refuse niggas though. Anybody else, but all you Somali, you can lay your ass in the store. I was like, yeah, that's cold. Let's looking out for each other. That's what they do. Remember, we seen them niggas come into Minnesota, man. From when they came into the game, we had to bear with them. We had to bear with the fumes. The fumes are not like. That's why I know and understand now. When you go to different places, everybody has a different fume. You know what I'm saying? Different people have different fumes. That's how it works. You know. But they had it all fumed, G. It was all crammed in the classroom, and they were learning English as a second language, you know. And we chill with them. I had a crip homie. We were blood and shit, but I had a crip homie. You know what I'm saying? That was, you know, he was a cool crip. Long ass hair, man. You know, Fatah, that was my boy. But you know, at the same time, it's like he lived in our culture. So you know, all our chicks loved him. You know what I mean? They liked him because he was cool with us. He was one of the first Somalians. But as things went on, though, like I say, all the Somalis you see that's on them boards now, they all went through South High School, Roosevelt. We seen them all, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about when they were 15 years. I seen when they were 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? Funky as a motherfucker. Didn't have no deodorant, but a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? They can go live. They went quickly, shot up to the top of the list. You know, peace. They quickly shot up to the top of the list. As far as like homes were, as far as like, you know, Section 8 or public housing, man, you couldn't get above them. You go in there and waiting, you weren't about to get no stamps, no food stamps, or none of that shit. All right, welcome back. You couldn't get no food stamps or none of that. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, they would get all the food stamps. I remember a female told me like, man, I happened to accidentally look at the daggone receipt, and they showed the receipt. Man, at that time, to have $6,000 in food stamps was like amazing. Because niggas only got like $90 in food stamps. You know, we were like outside still. You know, hey, glad you're back. Let me say the name. I want to make sure I can say the name. I think it says, it say Charlotte. If I say Charlotte, right? All right, so. He a little young mug. So anyhow, back into this, man. So you know, so as far as like the Somali situation, they got to a certain level. You know, I say we still fucked with them. I went to their stores. Like I said, I go get the little rap joints from my hood and everything, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they're having for the cheap or whatever, you know. And after a while, they had a little car style. They had a little style come into the game. They were kind of biting us at first, but then they found their little way, you know. But we couldn't get things. They became police, and so they started treating us a certain way after they became in the law enforcement now. Because it's like they feel like they was moving up now, you know. And it was like they'll love to arrest niggas now, and it was like, huh? You know, and niggas that used to live in certain hoods, they stayed there their whole life, they'll get harassed in those hoods by Somalian officers and shit. That's why you hear certain things that went down with the officer or people, when the officer did something wrong to somebody. It's a story, I gotta remember it, but they made an example out of the motherfucker, you know. And so, but it was so much corrupt things though. It's like, damn, so man, it's a lot of shit. I remember I said corrupt shit. One time, there was an explosion so motherfucking loud, it was so cold outside. You could feel that explosion for blocks. It was like they found a body in that mug that was already dead and shit that they try to hide or something, and they just kind of let that shit slide. It was in Somali world over there. You know what I'm saying? It's in Minnesota, man. So it was a lot of shit popping that was popping, how they was treating. Hold on, y'all. Had to get that flip fire filter by the niche. Yeah, man. So we know. And so to build on that, you know, it's like I said, we don't hate this Somali, but that's the big thing that's popping off right now because Trump raised the whole shit up and seeing how much money they was getting, what they was getting, and how they kind of feel so comfortable in. Okay, now I see you later. So they got so comfortable in, you know, pretty much, just being the big eye little you situation. When I say big eye little you, I'm talking about like, you know, it was just certain things. They had the bars and everything. There was a lot of little things going on. Hey, I know you're gonna let the dog piss like. You're not gonna let him pee right here. You're not gonna let him pee like that. All right, I'm in a live video. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, girl? I know, man. Yeah, the dog walk up to them like, you gonna let the dog piss right here in the tree where I'm sitting at? Like, damn. She was just looking at me. She probably was amazed. I'm like, I got a couple I don't know no betters. I didn't know I couldn't let the dog walk up to you. What's wrong? I be joking too. So, cause that's what Most High made us, man. You know, in real life, niggas are basically, you know, earth angels. And I was gonna make a video more so about that one a little bit more, because this is why I must be kicking and screaming, having to get away from a nigga, man. You know, all I'm talking about from niggas from other parts of the world. That's like, you know, that came over and did not even try to even look out for the nigga. Like, man, you know, we got the store in the hood, nigga, I'm gonna hire you. They do a couple, but not every one. To have the whole hood on lock. See, my store in the hood, we had a store in the hood on 38. We kind of looked out for them. That's where the George Floyd thing went down. But they got to a certain point, they made so much money. I know all the motherfuckers. They made so much money, they was connected with the Somalis too. And it's all, we were in the middle of the shit, the niggas. And then they were finding ways to be able to finagle the money that were just left up for grabs, in political shit. That the political shit done forced niggas out of. That all our seats were basically empty and they were about to get up in the motherfucker. And this is why it's like, yo, I had a bro when we was younger, man. We ran for mayor. It was Marcus Harkis. We were young. We was like 20 years old. We seen this shit coming in. This when the Somalis was really coming in the game. We're like, no, nigga, we gotta get in. We gotta get in somewhere. And I was like, man, you really can't, buddy. This is their world. It's the government and shit. But now you see, to fix it up, a lot of that shit gonna get pulled out. A lot of those grants is gonna be available soon for niggas. You know, and that's what's gonna make the world really a better place, because the powers that were wanted niggas to be, they was feeding off of niggas' energy instead of the currency that can help feed the world. This is why you don't touch Most High's babies, man. Because without niggas, there would be no inspiration to be able to do damn near the majority of the shit that you see in the world today. You just be like robots using technology. It'll be so quiet. Whereas when you see a nigga, you can see they know, real motherfuckers know that niggas are tapped into the ether, meaning that they can just draw information out like that, inspiration from the source, from their ancestors, even from a wicked motherfucker, but directly from the source also. Whereas everybody else don't have that. They getting drawn in by spirits and shit, playing gods to these motherfuckers. That's why Mosai is getting the false god shit up out of the mainland. Because they know Savior's gonna come on that shit. And I know not the false god Saviors. When I'm talking about the false gods, the Somalis came through. When they came in with their familiar spirits. I remember when they came. I remember the smell. I remember how they act. I don't care if they was dealing with Islam. They seemed passive aggressive. Some of them were cool. You know, I have friends that were still cool. They came over, they was amazed. I've watched them grow. They were older, and I still was cool with them. And I lived Islam with them. I did Ramadan with them and things of that nature and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't advocate for passing the religion on through sword. But anyhow, they came over with their familiar spirits. Remember, every mortal has at least fucking 5 jinn on them. And these jinn, depending on their grade and their spirituality, because these ones now, they're able to get on the plane. These jinn weren't able to cross the pond. Now the plane was able to let them niggas come to America, and the powers that were allowed that shit to come in. This is why they got to get the fuck up. And I say I'm not mad at the Somalis or the Ethiopians, but motherfucking the Ethiopians also tried to market to us to go and go move and build a land or build something in Africa when we don't have a majority of our ancestors from Africa. We'll be at the whim of monks who haven't mastered their cluster B personality disorder. This is why our land is the most sacred. Because we're dealing with motherfuckers who never had false gods. Only the emissaries, motherfuckers who came through with these jinn on them. Or the druges that's already on them. The true false god, they never make it to our land. It's like Christopher Columbus didn't never make it to the mainland. But yet his everything, his myth made it all forever damn near shit. It made it all the way to motherfucking Idaho and shit. Like, damn, everybody know about Christopher Columbus and shit. So anyhow though, we're back into the game, man, about you know, this, and like I say, they never helped. You know, they had a chance to help niggas and they never did. That's gonna be the question. Like, damn, why didn't you? That's what they will. They're gonna be sitting back when they have to go back because they have to leave niggas. They see how fun it is around niggas. When they in Minnesota, the Somalis love our energy, man. We roll up them and they chicks is bad. They hard to get, but we ended up getting them. They were hard to get. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, the thing is, they seen our energy, how we party, and some of us is a little bit wild. That's because they clown us about no fathers and things of that nature. That's because in the North, it was a little different than the South. You know, we've been through things, whereas when drugs was infested into our household in the 80s, that shit trickled down for a couple generations. Whereas there weren't no fathers in the home. We're dealing with cluster B personality now. We're dealing with a fight or flight response. Dealing with, you know, do I want this responsibility or do I not? Type of shit. We were young men. We didn't have men in the home. That's why a lot of shit goes on, because ain't no man in the home. And if they weren't, it threatens this threatens their Section 8. A lot of Somalis didn't understand that. With niggas, we couldn't come over to the house. They be like, yeah, you can have the house, but ain't no niggas coming over. Oh shit. They say I can have the crib, but you can't come over. Well, my baby's over there, but his babies is over here. I don't give a fuck. You got babies over there. Make some more babies. See? Yeah, you know what I mean? So now they got her like this for however old the babies to get, until she get to a point where if them babies is not raised up accordingly to the true Holy Spirit, you know what I mean? To just the true value and virtueness and shit to help out later on. Them babies will grow up and have that cluster B personality disorder in a pathological sense, where they do the murder, death, kill without even thinking twice about the shit. They don't know what it feels like to be 25 years old, 27 years old. When you start to transition and shit. So they made fun of us. Instead of helping, they made fun. So, like I said, I don't hate Somalis. They're gonna have to get the fuck up. And then to bash, to be like, you know, for the wisdom, the woman, I forgot her name, Omar or some shit like that. She got her son over there working on his part of the shit. You know what I'm saying? They planning an invasion. You gotta look at this shit. In the Minnesota, top of the Nile of the West. Our shit. If you look at the Minnesota, man, I already did the Tatari structures about that before the Tatari shit was popping. And that shit's on my old channel. That's why they shut it down. I was already on it, G. And walking up and down the Summit Avenue, where the mansions of shit that they never even know shit about. These mansions were owned by niggas, man. Very giant mansions. The government mansion, all that shit. All this Tatari structure shit. But yeah, anyhow though. These beings, man. You have to look at it like this. I knew it then too, man. These beings were the Egyptians that were the false ones that were led by the false Osiris, and they're still running on this shit, and they came over to America. And now they was trying to set up shop. You know, they're Masons and shit too, but what's cause not Trump and them ain't letting it ride. The only reason why is because they had a chance. Like all the immigrants had a chance to deal with the niggas. Now with the Vietnamese and shit like that, we had it. Hey, they looked out for us. If you hungry, sometimes you can go in the store and get some food, depending on who you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Depending on who you're dealing with. You know, but yeah, but that situation, man, they try to clown us about deportation of black folks, man. Like why they wanted to clown us for? You know, and we didn't have nothing to do with them saying about them getting deported or nothing. We couldn't even come into the building. They used to trip on us coming to the building. I said, I know them. What are you? Scout-on. That's what you know. I know it. What up? How you doing? I know all that shit, man. I built around. I used to go get their little veggie joints sometimes. And women started to dig us because they know we weren't what they said on TV. You know? But yeah, as far as like the opportunity and the takeover in Minnesota, people in Minnesota, they tired of it. I'm like, because a lot of little philandering shit going on. Everybody riding big and got money, and motherfuckers looking like where you get that money from. Niggas over here still getting pulled over for just nothing, man. You know, it's just like, yo, that's what I had to just build on. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. As far as like the situation, they wouldn't be kicking and screaming if and saying that, oh, they know damn well they can deport us because we have American citizenship. They relying on that, and it's like, no. Muz came and found out you were doing some philandering shit behind closed doors, and when they seen it, especially with the last eclipse, they used all these little moon energies. Motherfuckers know. When they used it, they found out, oh, you're doing this. I'm only gonna let you ride for so long, and it's gonna pop off. Cause there's a lot of things cracking. $400 million is a lot of money, man. You can do a lot with $400 million. Let you know that right now. $400 million. These motherfuckers done had all kind of. I didn't make this up, man. They done had scams where they was already bribing, scamming about the artistic shit to get money. We couldn't even really do that. We just wanted to get a check for $400, $500, $600 a month. Nigga, they gotta play crazy to get a check. $400 a month just to get something to eat, nigga. These motherfuckers got restaurants, and we ain't even jealous, not one bit, man. Not even a little bit. It's like, you just can't leave us alone. If niggas had a place to go to, you best know we would go. Especially if it had to be beautiful if we created these motherfucking talented ass people. So you best know we would go. But it seems that nobody don't want to leave where niggas put in their hard work, sweat and tears, and ancestors died on the land. Everything. Nobody don't want to leave. Nobody don't want to back that up. They want to look at our shit like it's a museum. Like, look at where niggas used to be. Now we did extinct them. We took over the land. Nah. Most likely gonna let that shit ride. None of your false religions gonna ride on the land, G. Ain't nobody false. It's on the land. We clean up all the land, G. All the heavens, starting with the heavens. Then we get it in the flesh. And all we gotta do is put the damn Kundalini together and shit. We don't need that shit. We don't need that sex. Fuck it. We already know how it is. I already know how it is. I already know how it is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna respond mostly the same way when I'm out of this world and shit. Then I go through the cluster B personality disorder with these motherfuckers over and over again and create a toxic mind. Nah, we ain't got time for that. We healing. They all narcissists. They all work together. F them. You know what I mean? Because, like I say, and anybody from Minnesota know what I'm talking about, man. Because we don't really have no reason to really deal with them. When they came into the game, it's like their men became like really like feminine. They became dealing with white folks. They became like the new man, like the gay man, because they got big asses and shit. So I'm like, oh, that's their new bitch right there, and it's crazy, man. Y'all finna fall for these devils. You know what I'm saying? Y'all finna fall for the okie doke. And look, they fell for the ones that when they got them into the game, like when Clinton got them in, because they came and Clinton came through, so happened to be. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So now, shit cleaning up. It's like, no, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Have you benefited the whole city? And a lot of things finna get cleaned up too, man. And a lot of niggas, all you gotta do is get your shit together. If you want to get business in them places, you'll have it. Just whatever business you want. Nobody gonna be all up in your shit no more. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the B right there. That's Most High. And everyone's who read the Quran do the knowledge of the B. That might be something that connects right there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. That's all I was really gonna touch on too. Really, I ain't gonna touch on too much, but just that situation. I remember when they came, and I remember how they treated us. And even the Bible talks about how these people who got these treaties behind our back and doing all these treaties and shit, how they never looked out. They never looked out for us when they was in a position to come up. They got into a position to come up and never looked out. And I noticed their mental was a little bit off too. I was like, damn, it was mental was a little bit off when we parted, but we're not off, G. We just have traits and we dealt with. We're not off at all. It's just that we done been in slumber for a second, and as we see, they can't really stop niggas from like growing. Like we still evolve, you know what I mean? Whereas them, they had when they came amongst us, they had to figure out a certain way to vibe, and they were cool, Like I say, I like them sandals. They had the BC 2000s. I got a couple of them. They got some comfortable shit. Them and the Africans came through. I remember going into the store. Man, there's just a lot of little stuff how they treat you when you come into their stores, man. It's like a whole nother ball game. It's like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? All stores is really supposed to be ours, and y'all supposed to be buying from us. But it's like, the way the powers that were, you know what I'm saying? They always say that niggas slanging this, so we got too much traffic over here, or we got this and this. And it's like, nigga, we got so much traffic because the business is booming, man. We ain't got no drugs in our shop. Shit looking like it's drugging, but it ain't. We got the CD store, the beeper stores. We had all that shit, man. But they find ways to shadow ban. My boy in Minnesota, man, let me tell you this right now. He had the best pager beeper store. He was the first one. Cup Foods, one where George Floyd shit went down there. They didn't even have none of that up in there. You know what I'm saying? We had to convince them to get some food up in that motherfucker. Because we were like, niggas, we tired of coming getting chips. They finally put some food in there. You know what I'm saying? We little niggas telling them how to serve us and shit. They didn't even know. Them motherfuckers coming over. I had to pay for that. Them motherfuckers coming over, they didn't know. And so my boy, he had the whole pager store. Everything shit was booming. He had got a spot right next to it where everything was coming. He had the whole thing where he could get you the pages, get you this, them, all this shit. Next thing they wanted to do that. They tried it. It was popping for a little bit, but it was just like, they kind of like almost put my boy out of doing that, almost in a way, because he kind of gave them all the clientele. It's the Cup Food store gave him all the clientele and shit, man. And this store kind of dwindled down, so he had to kind of resort to just doing just little bootlegging the shit, because he still had the means of just holding a building down, But all of the business that he wanted to get started, it just didn't start, And it seemed like it had a lot to do with that energy over there. It was just You know, with them being on that corner, there was a lot of things going on, a lot of shit. Cause I used to go in the store all the time. But yeah, you know, that's the George Floyd situation. And then everybody who learned, Arabs or Somali, they learned from that type of situation, and they treated every nigga like that. That's why a lot of shit was always going down in the stores. Niggas was like if you treated niggas right, niggas wouldn't even steal from you. You know, if you could talk to him like he was a human instead of the child like he was a human, like how we had the ownership and we know a mug came to the store, I don't care what nationality he was. If he had the slick still, I guarantee you the father in us will stop the boy and have a conversation with him, man. Before you know it, to teach the boy responsibility, he'd be working in the store. It's not a slave thing. They're trying to make it sound like it's legal. We had the business like had so much influence on a lot of things, man. And so they made us look bad through the media. They make niggas look bad through the media. Now they see the niggas ain't bad, man. It's just you're acting out. The kids acting out. Ain't no dad in the house. Motherfucker pissed. He ain't got no dad in the house. You see Tupac talking about the shit. You know, so that trickled down a few generations, man. Mothers was a little bit upset. You know, so, and women, they're fucked up too, because the mamas letting them, they drinking, and they letting them go, because they only got control to a certain point. You know, and so anytime we try to form gangs or something that was a positive thing, they shut it down. I remember this shit. They shut down the building that we had that was a school, a gang. Even though the vice lords had this shit, Willie Lloyd had the school, he had teachers and shit in there. I went to the school. It was an alternative school. When you get kicked out of the main school, you have to go to alternative school. He had an alternative school for niggas. And anyone, really, who was bad in school and the teachers couldn't reach them. He had personal teachers who went through shit that can vibe with you, man. That means he knew and understood the youth. And this is what we had before the Somalians came through. And I mean, that means that no police wouldn't shoot niggas. You know, because he advised young black men to walk 4 deep. We didn't have no weapons, no guns, or nothing. But be 4 deep when you walking down the way, because you're going to have to know your rights when you're walking. Because these motherfuckers going to pull up on you and shit. You know, we had to go through all that so they can walk down the street in hijabs and shit. We had to get harassed. So when we didn't get nothing offered on the streets, that we were on the same blocks that people bled on and shit like that, and we got treated in certain ways, like we remember being in certain areas, you know, that's that karma that's coming back, G. Because you've been around niggas for too long. And really, in our kingdom, you really have to be a little bit higher vibratorial. We were just lower at that time. You know, we had to beat crack. You know, they thought we was gonna be on crack forever. We had to beat heroin, crack, whatever the fuck else. Even the doctors had to come in and put perks on the street. The doctors had to get in the shit. You know what I'm saying? We had to beat all that. They even wanted to sell our weed and shit. They wanted to take the shit and give us a license so we can smoke. All that, man. So when we did this in front of them, what's up, thugs? My birds. We had to do this in front of them, and they see that we still was standing and shit. You know, even through a lot of things. And even our barbershops was cracking, but you only allowed to have a few good ones. You know, and they're kind of like registered somehow because the powers that were allowing them that shit to go down. But yeah. You know, we train a lot of people, man. I didn't ever see a Somali school do that. You know what I mean? Put up for the community, whatever money they got. We bros look back. It was crack in the hood, but at the same time, there's children that grew up amongst the our crack parents, and you know, being having abandonment traumas, experiencing it. We experienced it, yeah, because it was a government plot on our asses. We weren't given grants. That's what they don't understand. It's like we weren't given grants or money. We have buku business ideas, dime a dozen ideas, man, that people will love to, that will do, that benefit off of it all the time. And people don't get no credit for it. So, you know, but they got a chance to see it up close and personal and see like, damn, niggas are still making it. Even whether it's making bootleg DVDs and shit. Coming to them because they got the daggone printer. Like, yo, man, can you print this DVD 20 times? And they not knowing how much to charge. You give them a low price. And once they figure out like, oh, this nigga's making money off of these CDs. Let me charge you $2 a day. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to have their hand in the pocket because they see niggas still prospering. And that's what the Somalian was doing, you know what I mean? They never got a chance to eat at our restaurants. They never got a chance to see how we vibe at our restaurants, at our clubs. There's always some type of Russian or somebody else owning our club. And they'll just hire a DJ that's a nigga. And hence, his crowd base will come in, and then so, boom, shooting may happen. You know what I mean? Because everybody's under that cluster B personality. It's not that we just all didn't have no daddy and shit. Our dads is thugs and pimps, hustlers, moms, hoes and shit too, nigga. That's why that's why we are who we are. And it's not that we're not even evil people. Still, they show you to be close to the creator, bitch. Still not evil. Nobody even committed crime on you, like Mosai said. Even in the Bible, we ain't even go and attack you to commit crimes on you. Not even to rob you. With all the money. But we still was the rats walking through the hood by rough and tough Somalians. What's up, baby? You gonna come through? Come here. Rough and tough Somalians trying to be hard and trying to act like us, but we developed that personality disorder. That's not us. We're kind. How you think they got America? They got into political seats like how they were. You know what I'm saying? Just like how they were planning to do it. Powers that were, most powers that are, said nah. You're not gonna do that. You ain't even deal equal with the nigga, man. That's what I'm saying. You ain't even deal equal with the nigga. None of them really. Anybody who got a neighborhood didn't really deal equal to though. So that's why it's cracking down. So you're gonna hear nothing but motherfucking nature in America, motherfucker. Like, shit. It's gonna be nature and niggas. And a bunch of laughing. And a bunch of healing. Because niggas has been at the whim of everybody's shit, man. You know what I'm saying? At everybody's shit. Even at the motherfuckers, the false ones and shit that why our babies being born in their facilities and this little shit. They mad that we want to born our babies. They say it's against the law and all. Whatever we trying to do independently, they trying to make it seem like we're dependent, like we're them. Bless you, man. Bless you, me, man. Hold up, y'all. Put the land on the camera. If we had somewhere else to go, we would. I guarantee you. But they'll follow us. Why? Niggas is a beautiful thing, dude. That's why. Niggas is earth angels. And this is why the Somalian got a chance to see there was somebody better than them in the world. And I'm not saying it to say the best. Be like, oh, we're better because we're better. You're just better. You're the best because you're the best. You're the ancestors that taught them how to farm and how to bring up food out the ground and shit. Instead of just running around killing things and eating it and doing fucking barbaric ass shit. They needed Islam to clean their ass up, man. They were some barbaric niggas, man. You can see that. The nature came out in America, G. You thought you was by yourself like you just can do things and nobody see you, but Most High put you right up under his babies. We seen it right up personal in your face. You didn't even help. None of them did, really. Even the Mexican, man. None like them. I like them, but I never grew up with them. I grew up with the natives, the Native Americans and shit. You know what I'm saying? They seen it too, though. I grew up with the Native Americans and, you know, even the Hmong's and the Laotians and shit like that. So they were pretty cool. But yeah, the Mexicans, I didn't grow up with them. But when they came into the game, them niggas they didn't even look out for us. They had all the weed and shit. They had a little bit of weed from them. Not too much. They weren't consistent. They're like, oh, this nigga making money. Come on, get up. Thugs, they were trying to show love, y'all. Yeah, so, you know, they didn't much call it, man. You know what I'm saying? And I went to go get them big ass burritos and shit. You know what I'm saying? I fucked with the Cubans because they call me Afro-Cuban when I go to Miami. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you know, as far as like and this stuff like that, we had a place we would definitely go. We had Mexico, which is ours, but you know, hey, it's yours right now. We would go. They'd be like, nigga, go to Mexico. What? Nigga, y'all got me. What? Nigga, we going to Mexico. Nigga, don't come to Mexico now. We here. That's what we would do. We'll be happy, nigga. Take all that bread we just saved up. Because hopefully y'all motherfuckers was saving. I got too comfortable. You wasn't saving. That's what happened. Wasn't saving, and you was surprised the motherfucker popped up on getting you out, huh? You at our level, like, oh, nigga, we ain't got shit. That's how it is when I be around friends. I be like, man, nigga, you only a check away from being like you, nigga. You better embrace yourself. Better embrace the Most High. Like, yo, nigga, straight up. It's like, yo, when the shit gets pulled away from money and shit hitting the fan, because shit hitting the fan right now, that shit stank. That shit stank, man. Them motherfuckers is like, it's how arrogant the Egyptian narcissists look, man. And we're gonna, I have no way you can deport anyone who's a citizen of it. And them motherfuckers don't give a fuck right now, G. It's war, man. I tell you that shit. When niggas was running America, it was the Department of Defense. And then they got infiltrated, you know, shit like that. You know, even while still being called Department of Defense. But that's nigga shit. Secretary of State and all of that. That's how we had everything lined up. And then, you know, everything got infiltrated. But now, and I'm not calling Trump bad. I'm just saying, but now he letting you know how real shit is. It's Department of War, nigga. Like, nigga, we're not playing right now. They don't care about your motherfucking shit. No citizenship. Came over to de facto court system. De facto court system. You wanna know how it's de facto? Because, man, they don't honor the rights of the indigenous side, the indigenous NAGA, man. The people are the creative people. And they know who it is. That's me. They know the Muslims who come over there know now. That's why they can always be like, oh, he hit me. Or, yeah. They can just blame it on the nigga, like he did something to start something. Niggas don't start shit, man. We're defense. Remember that. Defense wins the game. We ain't offensive. We don't need nothing to take from nobody. Give you something before we take something. We're gonna give you something before we take something. That's the thugs, man. We'll come give you something before we take something. See, the light was all nice and shit. Thug, come on now. Yeah. I love you. I ain't mean to say it like that, alright? But don't do it again, though. Damn. It's about to do it again and shit. Anyhow, though. And so, yeah, so a lot of this stuff is biblical, man. You know what I'm saying? And we already know that the Quran came from the biblical. You know, that was the Roman shit. We in Rome right now. Remember, they lied about 1,000 years. These motherfuckers ain't that cold. And, you know, our evil, wicked brother and shit who sent them niggas over to America. That's what happened. They sent everybody first, and then so they can come into the game and set up shit. Damn! Come on now. Yeah, so they can set up shop and come in. So that's what they want. You better get the hell away after the whoop now. Don't jump on the phone, man. Y'all gonna see me, they look at me like, all right, talking to, reasoning with the bird. The bird can reason more than these motherfuckers. They don't dump your ass on the damn phone. He's pacing, but he know not to do it though. Don't do it. Yeah, there you go. This nigga right here. Look, say hey, man. What's up? You don't do it. Call this one mahogany. You ain't gonna be able to eat that big ass piece. And you know it. And they know better. Hold on. If the animals know better, I know these motherfuckers know better. You think that shit was gonna ride that long? These motherfuckers think the world gonna be like this for forever. Like niggas gonna be under the shit and not gonna get nothing. I'm gonna come and infiltrate. I'm gonna come and angle the government. I'm gonna get this. Look at all the thugs out here. I'm trying to see what we got. I'm sitting on the ground and shit. Hey, when I was at the park out there, man, I ain't seen them. Come on now. They get mad at us for doing gardens and shit. We still in the hood. We had to go put gardens in the hood. Craziest hoods ever. Who was doing that? Who was doing it? Police act like there's something wrong with us putting gardens in the hood. That bird knows that it's doing that. Okay, hold on, wait. Swift. Oh yeah, I gotta show y'all this. I got these niggas like motherfucking like Deion Sanders and shit. Look, a whole bunch of them. Y'all see these little niggas? Okay, they're really cooperative or something. But watch this shit though. Watch this shit. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna give him something. But watch this though. Hold on, Doug. Damn, Doug. I'm gonna get the big one. Do the big one. Doug, get out the way. Oh, hold up, man. Hold on. Did I mess that one up? Doug, come on now. Get away. Them niggas on it, ain't they? I'm like, I got them niggas like piranhas now and shit. Look at them. They coming up like, what's up, nigga? What's happening? What's good, nigga? Jumping on the thing. What's up, nigga? What's happening? What's good? What's going on, nigga? You got something for me? All right, hold on, wait. I done changed it from that shit to this. Okay, and one more time, y'all. Try it. Oh, them niggas gone, nigga. Look your ass. Who got it? Whoever got it is the one that's gone. Now they coming back to the front like, come here, nigga. Bring your ass on over. Come here. Bring your ass. Come here. Come here, nigga. It's the nigga up on. He just got up on the hood. All right, cool. There you go. Y'all just see me. This is the real natural happiness and shit, but they hate that shit because it raises the vibe of the plane. They want niggas to be sad and depressed and shit. Animals want you to be happy, nigga. They be like, how the hell you be happy? You ain't even got thousands of dollars and shit. All right. We back in the game, y'all. Shit. I think I'm back. Hold up. Oh, I can do a close up and shit. You can see a nigga like that. Close it up. That's that nigga look crazy, little nostril and shit. Alrighty, man. Oh man. Okay. So yeah, man. So you know, and like I said, I'm not bad. I like the Somali. I'm just saying, what's what happened, man. You know, in Minnesota. That's why a lot of shit's going down right now. Minnesota's a booming business place for black folks, really. Black folks really thrive in Minnesota. You know, Minnesota's a booming place. We had the whole Lake Street. We had Lake Street. There's a brother that had a store. I always shopped with him. He always had a clothing store. When I was little, called Hip Hop Shop. Everybody, there was no clothing store on Lake Street, except that one. And the brothers. You know, but anyhow, though, man. So that's what's gonna happen. That was gonna happen. I got off a little bit because of the thugs came up on me. You know what I mean? But in real life, that's the thug that. That one knows exactly what it's doing. I probably gotta put the stuff up like this. That is I look at, you know, you can see me a little bit from there. But yeah, man. Now I'm about to go bloody devil with these dudes and shit. Alright, so yeah, man. But yeah, I just want to chop in on that one, man. There's a lot of shit going on. They don't want to leave America. They don't want to leave America, especially Minnesota, because Minnesota is a cream spot. Nobody don't even know. That's where Prince is from. You know what I'm saying? Nobody don't want to know because this is beautiful, natural, and everything and shit. But if it started, the spirits that are there now is very corrupt because there's so much foreign spirits that are there. I mean, like hella foreign. I'm talking about Muslims coming from everywhere, thousands of motherfuckers and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so they're bringing all their little jinn or Jews, whatever religion that they're on, the spirits of those motherfuckers is with them, and they just come and just mingling with everybody and shit. You know, and like I said, it's always about, you know, I had to finagle my way with my business up in there. You know, it was an Arab. He was some of them, like I said, some people are peace. I knew how to find the right ones. I knew the ones who were like abused by their narcissist parents or people. I can sense them, and I didn't prey on them, but because I've been through this shit, so I knew how to utilize them to get them and not misuse them. So it was one that had a business, and I just told him I do landscaping and things of that nature and shit. So he was like, and I just told him my rate. You know what I mean? Like, yo, yeah, man. This little space right here, this little tree you want, all right, you know, it says here that it charges, it's $150 to take this down. I'm gonna charge you $100, and they'd be like, okay, good. And then I do things like that, and so his family was seeing that I was getting it, and I was doing it like that. They were like, they try to lessen the money or not give me none. I was like, damn, man. Now they had that shit looking good, so I knew they wanted to stop it before I finished, you know, before I got to the end and shit. But it was a fruit tree that they didn't even know that I hid up in there that I used to always come to. Anyways, I got that on video. But yeah, man. So a lot of things going on with the Somalians, man. You know, that's why they wanted to come to America and get their babies born in America and shit, so they could be able to like have that citizenship. Everybody comes to America to have the citizenship. But motherfuckers ain't gonna even care about that no more. I'm telling you, man, because they know that you came to America just for that. That's why it's a lot of effort. That's why the mothers getting like niggas is getting ran up on, you know, because we kind of look like, you know, other brothers too. You know, we weren't dressing like them before they came. You could tell there was a total difference between us and our like African brothers or our Caribbean brothers or any of them type brothers. And I liked them. I like them, but it was a different type of nigga. And by that 33rd parallel, you know, niggas wore different kind of clothing, cloth and shit. You know, they making fucking clothes out of fruit, which is and they helping everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like they wearing ties, bow ties, and Windsor knots, and you know, button-up shirts, motherfucker. We ain't even use zippers, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Zippers is like lazy, nigga. You know, we kept it so G that it's technology and nature at the same time. Like, we could have did the zipper all the time and shit, or Velcro and all of that, you know, but we didn't. We had button. Like, to show you we was balling so hard, we had enough time to make a button to put a thread in that motherfucker. Like, this is how cold niggas is, man. You know what I mean? That means you was taught how to weave. This is a spiritual thing, a heaven thing too, to weave in that manner, and to even build. You can do that with a button. Just imagine what niggas was doing with construction of buildings, man. If a monk and the Meg tribe in the South Pacific can build a treehouse that's like you've never seen before, just imagine what a nigga can do when you ain't even never seen a white man before. Because all them buildings was already built in America, man. Niggas was walking around with all them buildings already built, see? Nobody in the mosque, everything, anything that was over there, the dome temples, nigga, all that was full of fucking all the temples. Very, very in tune. And even at our little, we're so much of a perfectionist people, and even at our slippage up, we're punished in front of the whole world by the Most High to show you that we're His babies. Ain't nobody else can do this to us. It was allowed. I had to speak about that too, man, because they got comfortable being around a nigga and shit and think that anything goes. They don't realize that nigga got a papa that allowed you to do these things to him. It was allowed, you know, and that time of allowance is up. You know, did they help? The Most High said they ain't gonna help. Everybody got the treaties that did crafty. They held crafty counsel behind your back. Because I'm gonna let the Gentile run it. They're gonna run it. Judah's gonna be the one to turn it back around anyway. Because we have the giving heart, the loving heart. You know, we're gonna invite everybody back again, but everybody's gonna have to be at a certain point. That's why repenting for niggas is the most important, because that means celibacy in this game. Right now, celibacy is very, very important because it's gonna raise the standard of anyone who's gonna be around you again. Nobody can be low vibratory or low to after complete your celibacy or continue on to be on it, to know that you're not. It's really a life thing. It's more so like once you do have sex, with the ones with the mates, with the ones you're like, you're not gonna be doing strangers no more, baby. You know, you're not on those frequencies, on those resurrections on the earth plane no more. We're dealing with the higher levels of spirituality and consciousness and awareness. This is what sets niggas apart. And anyone who's around us, they spoil their time with us. It's why the ones who've never been around us, they love watching us on TV or whatever in the fuck, or YouTube and shit. They ain't got us on TV no more, but on YouTube and stuff, and they want to have their chance. And they're the ones that's really supposed to be in the place of the ones who's over the false ones that's in our face now. That's why the false ones in our face want to get the hell up, because look what they do. And we still ain't fall victim to them. You know what I mean? Still got us. So the ones who really want to build with us, they're going to be the ones that have to come through, and they're going to learn more spiritual things, which is like music, crafting, more in tune, how to discover their talent with the Most High, just being directly up under a nigga. No matter what type of season you're in with the nigga, you're going to benefit, because that's earth. These earth angels. The Somali learned that too. That's why they don't want to go. It's not that they getting what they get. It's like they can take what they make and go make Somali great. Shit. It's like, but they don't, because it's a different vibration when you're around a nigga, man. It's guaranteed. One nigga can walk into if he's that nigga, one nigga can change the whole vibration of the room. And they know it. If it's the creator's baby, it definitely can change the whole vibration of the room. And they know and understand that, and they got a chance to be around a multitude of niggas and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, just experience. A lot of people in the world has never experienced that. They haven't been around us, Some have, some haven't. And the ones who have, they can't leave. That's guaranteed. It's hard to leave. It's hard to leave a nigga, man. They don't even know what it is. Why is it so hard to leave a nigga? Or leave wherever they had to leave from. And they don't understand that our energy it validates the world, dude. But we have a certain area where it's our home is at. And they try to get you up out your home, period. And if they do that to other cultures, but they kind of let other cultures be free. With us, it was more serious, It was more serious. So everybody thought they was gonna piggyback off of the WIC program that the Black Panthers and created as dealing with politics. You know, we was already about to be up in there, but they kind of dismantle us in our politics, man. You know, so it's like, damn, do we really try to fight? You know, do we really try to get up in the politics now? They even killing their own motherfuckers and shit. You seen that? So we seen that with Kennedy and all that. It's just like, what the hell? What are we gonna do? And we're all separate. But now we got the way to get back in. Celibacy is gonna have to be the way. It's gonna be the way while Mosai doing the outside thing. Pardon me, y'all. While Mosai is doing the cleaning up on the outside. And it's sad that they have to go for them. You know what I mean? Because they never really did nothing for the niggas in the hood anyway. You know, Mosai allowed us for them to come over so we can learn. You know, we learned a little bit of Islam. I didn't know Tajweed from them or nothing. So I learned that on my own. So they're not like us. But I liked them that hung with us. The ones, the Somalis that rode with us, they were cool. You know, they were the ones I liked it. But at the same time, though, the ones who were in high positions that never really got a chance to reach out, and I know we helped them because I'm from Minnesota. My family moved up to Minnesota. We're from Mississippi. And so my family got to the point we was known for helping motherfuckers who needed to come to Minnesota and get a place to live, a place to stay. They didn't even have to pay rent. We found a way to do it for innocently for people to live. Even I don't even care what nationality you were. They came to the Sabathani Center where we was at in the hood on the south side on 38th, man, on 4th Avenue, 38th and 5th. And my aunties, all of them, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to go back in time and shit a little bit. You know, the Walker, I know y'all heard of Madam C.J. Walker. My aunties, we all connected. But anyhow, though, Clarissa Walker is one of the main aunties that ran Sabathani. They helped all the families, man, that needed food, clothing, shelter. They get cold in Minnesota, man. I don't care if you Somalian, I don't care if you Mexican, they all came through that motherfucker. They all came through there when they didn't have nothing, when nobody was going to help them. When there was nobody. He went to Sabathani. Who ran Sabathani? Them sisters, man. So it's like, how soon we forget? So when we try to run and get some help from a motherfucker like, yo, man, I get one of these buildings y'all own and shit. Like, they just gave y'all a building y'all don't even use. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't helping nigga out. So that's why I say, man, you know, a lot of things, you know, that's what happens when they be around us, man. And everybody think they us and shit. You know what I mean? And once they get away from around us, they realize quickly they not. That joy and that happiness that you felt, even when we're in pain, we find a way to smile. That's God, man. That's the creator, dude. Even when we're in pain, and that energy still fed Minnesota. You know, it fed a lot of things. Like the full football team was black. They didn't even want the football team to win because niggas was on the team. Randy Moss and shit, because we couldn't be free the way we wanted to be, man. You know, they find a way to. It just whenever it has black excellence in there and involved in it, they didn't want it. But now it's a changing of the tide, man. The shift is here. It's like whatever. Look, come on. You know what I'm saying? The shift is here. It's a changing of the tide. You know, no coulda, shoulda, woulda, no more. If they was to deport us, way, man. We'd love to start somewhere on our own with fertile soil. Yeah, with fertile soil, and you motherfuckers don't fuck with us, we'll love it. We wouldn't be crying and kicking and screaming, not going to motherfucking immigration and shit, trying to marry a motherfucker to get into our land. I don't even think it's a nigga that goes to other lands that try to marry another motherfucker. Come to think about it. Somalis didn't have to do that though. They came, it was an asylum given to them. I'm saying, like certain Africans, they had to do it though. And who they had to marry? A nigga. Who had your back, man? And what they do, they treat our sisters, slapping them up, beating the shit out of them and everything. Like, yeah, you thought y'all was gonna get, you thought the Africans was better, huh? Motherfuckers slap you up and shit. We care about you. The money's overprotected. Bitch, you forgot what the fuck we went through. Well, they know now, though. You know what I'm saying? They know now. But at the same time, though. You know, and the Somalis, Hawaiians are going through the same similar shit. Everybody's on the land from everywhere the fuck else. And I understand if they seen me, they had to realize that we're like connected and shit. Once they realize, oh yeah, it's a Mississippi and Hawaii connection. We got the mounds and you got the mounds too. We buried our dad in the mounds. You buried your dad in the mounds. You know what I'm saying? Same shit. Oh, we got mounds over here? Yeah, we was over here with them, motherfucker. Oh, they didn't want us to know. We was already connected then. Canoes, words like hurricanes and kayaks and shit. All that, man, we was already doing that shit. Thousands of years. I'm talking about 10,000 years before these seen these motherfuckers. Before they seen us at all, dude. And the Africans never had no connection with us. Except by us going over there and showing them how to do little things like surf and shit like that. You know, and how to plant some food and how to tell the star so you know when to harvest and when to put the seed in the ground. But they ain't know that shit. They was too busy murder, death, killing, man. They was too busy about that shit. We weren't about murder, death, killing where we was at. We just kept the code. You know what I'm saying? We'll fight each other, talk shit. Yeah, that's that. But we, you know, the point you see us at now, this is probably one of the lowest of points. But it's not like we're mastered. Nowhere near it, actually. Shit. Most High undefeated. All the way around the board, shit. Any false god know that shit. All the false gods is captured. Everything you see now is just from the remnants of these motherfuckers and shit. Trying to live off the false gods' stories. Who took all their stories from the true God stories. We got this shit lined up, son. And it's their time. That's all. It's their time. You had your time. You know, it's our time. Nah. We had the thing for you, motherfuckers. Yo, Matrix baby, motherfuckers. No, there's still a thing for you. Yeah, bro, these motherfuckers in laboratories, nigga. We ain't damn nigga. We like tanking them motherfuckers. Nigga. We running the shit. You logging you in the motherfucker. You're like, y'all fucked your own self up. Now we gotta break the Matrix down for you and shit. Like, damn, G. You don't have to come out and learn from us. That nigga didn't learn that shit in the Matrix, man. You had to learn from us, man. He came out. We had to upload the fucking everything in him. See, this was cold. He knows how to hold this finger down, and this one knows how to hold that finger down, so I can't close my hand. Smart. And anyone knocks the phone down. It's tight. He's smart. He knows I'm looking at the phone. Don't step on that and then step on me. That'd be fucked up. But yeah, you know, there's a lot of things they got to learn, you know what I'm saying? They learn a lot of things around us. They definitely learn how to be clean. I learned that. They know that one. Because they got capped on a lot. They've been around us like, nigga, you better go wash your hands. And your girls, they thick, but nigga, man, god damn. Yeah. You know, they say that, they try to say that about niggas and shit like, nah, it's different. So anyhow, though, but yeah, we did that, man. We helped everybody. Indians, you know what I'm saying? Whoever came to Sabathri, niggas helped them, man. The schools we had, you know what I mean? We did. That's what we did with the money. We had schools, and your little ass, Yeah. So you know, so-called gangs had schools and shit. We learning true history. We learning what else we learning, man? You know, how to protect ourselves. You know, they didn't like that shit. You know, so that's what we had, but that's why they hurried up and shut that down and locked up the mugs and shit, because it was like, you know, and then after that they moved in the Somalians and the Mexicans and stuff, you know, and you know, hence we weren't in the game no more. We tried to go get a job at a place, at a temp space. Mexicans got that locked down. Of course, they're gonna have their whole family. So or they'll try to do whatever it takes to make it seem uncomfortable for you to work. Like you just a lazy motherfucker, and not realizing it's our land, motherfucker. And even if we weren't or brought over by another motherfucker, it's still like we weren't lazy. It's just the fact that we're not gonna be sitting here competing, putting tape on the box. My mind is a little bit more complex than that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what niggas is like. They know it's a little bit more complex. You know, so it's like, damn, you know, I that's why. But then they came up with ways on how to make sure niggas oh, you like to smoke weed and shit? Yeah, we're gonna give you a piss test. Oh, they piss test niggas? They got the door open on niggas. I find out nobody else got piss tests and shit. What niggas? Because the Somalians came through, they had this shit they chew, they call huff. or something. Whatever the fuck they be chewing. All the motherfuckers. I told you I know, man. I told you I know, man. Whatever the man they chew. All of them in the house chewing. They walk in the house from the grandmama to the baby in there. They chewing. They got their little weed, but just chewing something. They chew some shit. And they be in there all chewing like, the mama, the daddy, the grandmama. You know what I'm saying? They ain't never get arrested for that. They ain't piss test, none of them. You ain't had to get piss test for that. We like, nigga, look. They even came over here with their weed and shit. They don't even get piss test for that shit. You motherfuckers got all the goddamn cab jobs. I'm over here talking shit. They got all the cab jobs, man. I came in with the cab shit. They get mad. I'm like, you know what? Fuck the cab, nigga. I'm gonna do my own little shit. That's when Uber try to come out. My dad was the original Uber. They say my dad hustling, nigga. Like, them niggas tried to get a taxi. My dad was already had his own car taxi. They're like, this little nigga. Like, niggas are very innovative, man. It's just like they let certain niggas slide. My dad had a hood life, and he got to a stage where he can drive around and pick people up and, you know, charge them money and shit. And everybody couldn't do that. You know, they pull your ass over. You carrying somebody. They pull you over because they know you can do that. You know, we charge motherfuckers $5 to get in the car. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get some gas money. Everybody. So they realize, nigga, like, we just pull up by the scene. You know, somebody gonna ask you for a ride somewhere. And you be like, $5? Like, yeah, nigga. Yeah, I got some gas, man. Shit. Put that shit in the tank. And let's go. A lot of niggas don't even have no goddamn, don't even have a full tank to ask for. They really don't have no gas in the tank. Show you, man, our equilibrium, our equality is totally different. See? We actually try to help each other out, and we're not the state what you think that we is. We're really not. We actually help. Nigga. You come to the store, we work there, nigga. You finna eat. That's what it is. Nigga, we plugging up everybody, nigga. We work at McDonald's, nigga. Oh shit. Come through McDonald's, nigga. We all eat. Like all these old teenagers in there. You know they didn't buy all them goddamn Big Macs. Plugging up, nigga. Shit, we know and understand, nigga. You know what's up. We came from homes that were broken, nigga. We look down for each other, man. But yeah, you know, a mother ain't got the decency and to look at to see. Like, damn, nigga, if niggas did come from, didn't have no daddies or nothing like that, why you do something to help? Why don't you do something to help? You know what I'm saying? I gotta wipe that off. Why don't you do something to help? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you do something to help, man? There's some smart niggas too, but it's just like, you know, nobody had a solution, and it's okay, because we don't even need your solutions. Now we got the solution. Most High is in us now. It's like it's always been in us. Now it's like, oh, the light's in me. It's really with that sexual energy too. You know what I'm saying? And I am saying that it's not, you know, hard to do. It's hard, but at the same time, it's not difficult to understand, because you can do it. And then you see why who you is if you're a brother. You know what I'm saying? Because once everything is back into play, everybody gonna be happy. We got the money, everybody happy. I'm talking about tips everywhere. Planes popping, fun, niggas, everybody eating. It's good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody eating. Even if you struggle, we did it in our lowest estate in the 80s. Somalians wouldn't know what to do if they came over and lived around us in the 80s. It wouldn't be no more Somalis. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, it wouldn't be no more Somalis. I seen a lot of them on crack, but they were strong. But if they would have came in the 80s, they would have been messed up. Okay, so anyhow, though, man, that's about it. I love y'all. Thanks for joining in. I know I'm just chopping it up right now. I'm ready to hop up off of this chain, mess with the thugs a little bit more, and just run them around here and spread some good energy around, because we need it around out here. It's the voice, so you know they out here doing meth. You know, niggas ain't bringing that shit. They doing a lot of meth. And so, you know, meth, that gives them an entitlement issue to walk up to you. They now got the courage and shit to look you in the eyes. Be up on your ass and shit. Some of them is cool though, right? I'm not mad at you. Just, you know, it's just certain things like, you know, that can be cured out here. You know what I mean? Because we know out here, like I say, the Hawaiians are going through a similar thing. You know what I mean? They're attacked on all sides as well. You know, you can look at the flag and tell shit. You see who's all got some type of treaty. which is basically, you know, the French, the English, the Brit or French to Britain. Who else got treaty? But you can see it in the Hawaiian flag. They're going through the same shit. You know what I mean? So, and then the immigrants is more so Micronesians. Micronesians are right outside of the triangle because everybody got an island out here. You know what I'm saying? So, but the Micronesians they do, but it's different. They're the ones benefiting a little bit more, and they're kind of using them as the workload, basically, without like treating them like slaves. You know, they still get treated peacefully. They was born free as well. You know, they was born free. They got a flag. Shit, you know what I'm saying? they got a flag. But the Hawaiians, they don't have their language too much no more. And it's kind of like they kind of destroyed. Get off of the phone. Get off of it. Babe, come on. And so, you know, that's kind of like not destroyed, but they strong spirit as well. It's the reason why they haven't been around it like how we've been around it. So they still have a kindness to them. But at the same time, that's starting to dwindle a little bit because it's like it's wearing thin. And you can tell by where everybody that comes over, it's almost like, you know, they try to just call everybody out. They're like, man, fuck y'all, man, y'all spiritless beings and shit. But then they never had a chance to be up amongst them. Nigga like Most High sent them up that's right up in their face that don't have all the money and accolades and protected by the very elite type shit. They actually get a chance to see a mug walk in their face, right around homeless, and you know, living just an example. And a lot of people ain't seen that, you know. And a pure good blood too. Doug, come on now, you on the phone? Come on, okay, I know. See, oh, say hey. She's like, but I stand up straight. Look at your chest. So, you know, they kind of going through the same shit. And you can see it in the flag. To me, it's a little derogatory with the flag because it's kind of like Australian, Britain type of look. And it's like, out here it should be the flag that they are seeing, which is like the red, green, or the gold and, what is it, gold and green? This looks very tribal. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that flag more. But they dealing with a lot of different, you know, nationalities as well, man. And that right there alone, you know, it can wear on your spirit. It's hard to keep the happy vibe when you know somebody just they can't explain this, but this is a spiritual evil eye that is received all the time by foreigners, that is given by foreigners but received by the Hawaiians. And the Hawaiians are very kind. They're niggas, man. Let me tell them, I'm thinking they're the Levi's. They Levites. They're part of the faith is the true living of the Most High touch people, just like the Tahitians, all of us, man. The Tahitians also, you know, some of us took treaties to kind of preserve ourselves, and I can understand that in a time like that, because the Gentiles are gonna have their way. But that time is up now, though. But a lot of us done. I just hit the phone. A lot of us, you know, had to do whatever it takes to preserve the line. You know what I mean? Just like with, you know, Hawaii becoming a state. You know, as Must had the what you call it. What's up, Debo? I'm trying to throw you off, but you didn't want to go. You know, so you know, to even make Hawaii a state was like, you know, because they knew they was already taken over. You know, as the last queen of Hawaii was a sister. We consider her a sister. That's how niggas consider it. We study Hawaii. We looked at it already before we came here. Like, we know that's a sister, and we know them are people out there, and they act just like us. And only a nigga can tell if they act like us. You know, only ALites can see this. Because once you're around, they do different things like that. They do the same thing, but they're different too. But they're a part of the tribe. You can tell. And so they're going through things just like the way we are. You know, disconnected from nature. So they kind of be away. They kind of get away. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Doug? Swift, trying to get over here? Excuse me. So they try to, you know, stay away a little bit. You know what I mean? It's a little anger. You know what I mean? They just like us, man. But it's on the vast. It's like they're really in out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are too, because they came into the politics and they used our political science, our political constitution, all that stuff to trap them. And we were already connected, but they know the powers that word knew this too. So they used that as a, you know, as a way to trap them. Man, come on, man. That's Swift. That's a sparrow. I want to see what a sparrow is. Come here, Swift. Come on. Oh, never mind. I call him Swift because they're so fucking fat. It's Debo. Come here, Debo. Come here, Debo. Come here. Come here. Come here. Damn, they jumping me over this motherfucker. They hitting me, the phone. They're like, you ain't finna look at the phone. You ain't finna do none of that no more. I'm trying to show y'all Debo real quick. Come here, Debo. Come here. Right the way, y'all. Debo ain't gonna come over. Come here. Nigga. Damn. These motherfuckers is jumping me, man. And they spiritual. They happy. So they haven't seen this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, they haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? They've been around a certain type of people for a while, and they only been fed certain ways. And then so not being in an area long, you kind of don't know the area. That's why when you visit somewhere, you gotta be outside and feel the spirits. It's more than the mortals and shit. It's the spirits. You know what I'm saying? And we got minds here, so we know we got ancestors and things. And that's another thing they don't know. And only the powers that word know that. See, nigga, you thought you were slick. You can't even eat that. So only the powers that word know that. You know what I'm saying? The average, the regular ones don't even know. You throw that over there. Man, that nigga's really on it. Man, there's only 2 pieces. Man, look how many of these little motherfuckers out here. Look at it. All you little niggas. Every last one of you. Every last one of you. What's up, nigga? Nah, okay. Back into the game. You know, so they need this energy too. They need this revival that we got right now without having to be on the corner with a microphone. And brothers, you have to know that you are this and that. Come here, Doug. You have to know that you are this and that. You don't need all that shit, no yelling in the face. No. They're pretty natural. You know what I mean? So we're just their distant brothers and cousins and shit. They're just like us. Just like us. And so they kind of going through the same thing. And it's like, damn, they don't know how they shit in too, because right now, I'm gonna bring what you call it back on the beach, man. Hula, for real. Hula on the beach. Have you ever seen a hula, man? That shit looks so dope. But you know, a lot of people try to infiltrate the hula. Boy, your ass, man. They only knock on the damn thing because they know I'm looking at this. That's smart, ain't it? I know. They know. That's how I know. A human knows, or a beast, whatever you want to call this moment, they know better. You know what I'm saying? So, they going through the same situation and shit. You know, people coming out here, but you don't see Somalians moving out here, though. And Mexicans out here, though. Mexicans come out here. Same one. I'm going to throw that over there. Smart. You don't even want to leave. He got you. You see, they fucking with me. You see that one? Do y'all see that? Okay. I hope you did, man. They like jumping me. They I got the phone this time. Everybody looking at me over here like, this nigga be having fun with you goddamn birds and shit. Look, they do. But it's enjoyable for them to see, because they see. But I'm not trying to put on. I'm not like a histrionic and shit. Trying to be like, trying to show, you know, get attention. No, I don't. You know what I mean? It's part of the whole Kundalini, because we, you know. Y'all about to do the damn thing again. Debo. Come here, Debo. Debo, bring your ass on over here. Nigga, hold on. Come here, Debo. Bring it. Nigga. Nigga hit the phone again. Yeah, man. Y'all making him do it, man. Come here. Debo, come on. Hurry up, nigga. It's Debo right there, y'all. See Debo? Hey, Debo. Hey, say hey, Debo. Debo like, oh, it's myself. Okay, back into the game. You thought you was gonna hit it. You thought you was gonna hit it. Look at it. And so they going through the same thing. So it's kind of like a spirit drain a little bit. So it's kind of like, you know, they see another brother that never knows, only just like me and shit. Cause you know, some brothers that do come out here, most people who do come out here, they're already sad and depressed. They're like, man, maybe I just go to Hawaii. Damn. They come out here like, nigga, I don't want to come out here. We already sad and depressed. We got these motherfuckers to deal with, and you doing this and that. Hey, don't go bring your sad and depressed ass out here. Like, oh, now we got to deal with another sad, depressed motherfucker laying outside on the corner, on the sidewalk and shit, because you don't want to face yourself. You motherfuckers have money and get money. Well, it's not like you a nigga that you ain't got no money, no check that you get every month. Your money got to come day by day. You ain't a nigga like that. Drive the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, thought you was gonna do it. You thought you was gonna do it. Well, they thought, man. They thought. This is right here waiting though. He waiting though. He waiting. Get your ass up on. Nah, fine. You know, look, I gotta put something up. Hold on, yo. So yeah, man. So they going through the same shit. We all going through the same shit. That's I'm talking about the true Americans, the true Amaru, the true indigenous, the true. They call it the Hawaiians, Indians of the Pacific, man. Shit, they been said that shit. You know what I'm saying? Same shit. You know, they just weren't ready. You know what I'm saying? They treated them fair too. They treated them fair too. You know, when they first got here, they got to remember. Thanks for putting me on. It was a dude named Captain Cook. You know what I'm saying? And this is crazy. A murder happened like right when they met. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I couldn't not murder a motherfucker, huh? They just got to do it. But now they finna see, they don't know what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? These people are, they're not people and shit, but, you know. I mean, they know that shit. They call them howlies. We didn't even make that name up. They call them, which means breathless beings. So, you know, they kind of refer to everybody as that. You know what I'm saying? As a breathless being. Basically, like, man, y'all just come over here. They kind of tired of seeing motherfuckers. Unless you got some kind of spirituality, some type of true aloha, some type of true happiness. Because after a while, you know, when you're dealing with narcissism, you can tell when a motherfucker got a mask up. You know what I'm saying? You can tell if a motherfucker gonna help or not. And the Hawaiians are very helpful. Tahitians very helpful. Tahitians helpful. The Samoans are helpful. The Tongans are helpful. They're all out here, man. They're all part of God's people. The true Most High, the Most High people. Their land's been taken there. Stranger in their own land. Just like us. In our own land. We're surrounded by people who did false treaties and did faulty things behind their backs. Just like us. We're the same people, see? They hope to keep us separate. Man, it's not going to work now. Most High already changed the game now. You know what I mean? They're dealing with a little immigrant situation too. You know, they're dealing with an immigrant situation too. A lot of them I see that they, we want. I never had a problem with a Micronesian, but I did actually. I didn't have a problem with the motherfucker. The nigga did pull a knife out. I'm like, damn, nigga, I just asked where to go to the store. The motherfucker's like, yeah, the store is over there. And then going down there, the other one was trying to circle me from behind and shit. Like, I'm like, are y'all the original Mexicans or something? So yeah, man, it's deep. So a lot of things going on, and you know, and the powers that work, man, things are starting to be. People want peace. They don't want horrific shit going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're all fed a certain way. Like people think that Hawaii is. And everybody think niggas just shoot them all out. It's total opposite. You come to Hawaii, them niggas is, what's up, bro? You get off the plane, them motherfuckers finna fight you right away. Right away. As soon as you get off the plane, the motherfucker size your ass up, nigga. Especially if you're a white boy, you get sized up. I'm not playing, G. These motherfuckers, it's not as peace as you think. It's not as peace as you think. White folks, they kind of figure that out when they come out here. Even Mexicans too. Mexicans kind of know that. Mexicans are cool. You know, you just got to be cool with the Somali. You got to be not Somali, but you got to be cool with the Hawaiians. You know, it's their shit too. I never went to Somalia. Hawaiians never went to nobody else's land. It's like niggas ain't never went to nobody else's shit. They never went to your shit and been like, I'm crying to be in your shit and crying to be in the. No. Hawaiians don't do it. The fucking Tongans don't do it. The niggas don't do it. And that's American niggas. The Samoans don't do it. The fucking, who else don't do it? The Fijians don't do it. Don't cry. But the motherfucking Africans do it. All of them niggas do it. The fucking Arab, whoever the fuck. Even the Micronesians do it. They got a whole island out this bitch. Even they cry. You hear motherfuckers say, they start playing, they're gonna get deported. They just threaten these niggas. Like, damn, just to shut them up. Like, they just like, because they want to get the perks and shit. They're around Hawaiians. Hawaiians are happy and shit. Yes, sir. Niggas is not natural. They ain't been happy in a long time. That's why they need some niggas in their life. Once they understand that we like distant cousins and shit, happen is to pop back up into the game so motherfucking fast because we got so much to learn from each other and shit. We ain't talked for so long. We were separated for a while. Hula's gonna come back up on the beach because motherfuckers want to be in the hula. I like hula. I'm gonna learn some hula and shit. It's a storyteller dance, you know. Let me tell it. Hawaiian shit is more Hebrew. Like I say, a lot of shit gotta go, man. Cause I'm with the Hawaiians come to the mainland. You can't just ride through the mainland. You see all these other motherfuckers from Africa and shit. Somalians from Africa. What's that place? You can even say Mecca, Arabia. All that shit's basically Africa or Hellas. What the hell? It's Hellas. So they trying to come into our shit, and Hellas got all the false gods over that motherfucker. That's what we call Tatari or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're really Tamaris. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? But Tatari was really in Hellas, which is Russia, China, all that shit over there. They were the ones, man. So we gotta let the motherfuckers go back to that shit. Oh, who's gonna do? Gotta let them go back to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Gotta let them go back to that shit. Everybody gotta heal. The motherfucker don't want nobody to heal is the one who's narcissistically codependent on the supply or the energy of the land that they're trying to invade and stay at or colonize or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Same thing, you know? Nobody want to give the Hawaiians the rest. Like, you'll be mad till one day the Hawaiians gonna be like, ain't no more luau's. We ain't doing no luau's. None. Private luau's only. Shit. And it's like, then it's gonna be a little problem. Yeah, we want to get the beaches back to where everybody can just, I want to pull up to the beach, a little small beach, and the women can just go to the beach and do a luau. But they got so many motherfucking immigrants, homeless motherfuckers, who ain't connected to the land. Gee, I'm talking about connected, like a NAGA. They call them NAGAs. You ain't got no mounds up in this motherfucker. Nigga, Mississippi here, nigga, we got mounds and shit up there. Where do you think mound building come from? We already hit the world. They know, like, they treated us so bad, G. Motherfuckers know they watching when they watching us. So they not connected to the lands, you know what I mean? So that's why we can't have hula on the beach now out here. That's why immigrants gotta go. Everything changes when the immigrant come in if they haven't went through the proper spiritual, you know what I'm saying, development to be on the land with the Aboriginal, G. Because the land of the Aboriginal is spiritually advanced. It's advanced to a degree, you know. So it's like I say, the Micronesian, they look at us as niggas. They look at our bad side, the music that they put out of us. They don't look at our good music like how, you know, the Hawaiians look at us. They look at our, like, Whitney Houston and, you know, singing ass motherfuckers, Luther Vandross. They don't care about the little rapping shit right now. They look at us. So that's how I know they're like us, you know. And it's enough. And then, but the Micronesians, they don't know nothing about nothing else but how the tone goes and the beat a nigga, fuck a nigga up, and, you know, shit like that. You know, so you're dealing with some fleshy shit when you come to that. So it's the reason why they call it a divine triangle. That's why the Hawaiians already had this shit mapped too. So they're strangers in their own home too. You know, so we're dealing with the immigrants, motherfuckers. I don't think no Micronesian got up into office, but I don't think they got them at that advanced. Nah. But they're dealing with certain immigrants where it's very big. Like, you know, nobody really know what Trump really is. I mean, they say German or whatever, but they're dealing with, you know, out here they're dealing with a lot of different, you know, you got the Brits, the French, the true Spaniards, you know, not the Spanish motherfuckers, the Spaniards, not the nigga Spaniards, the other, the white folks Spaniards. And so, you know, they're dealing with them, skating around their area, jogging up and down the way, not even having jogging etiquette. You know what I mean? Like how we were having the mainland, like, to your left, so we can know if he's running up behind us or not. You know what I'm saying? They love to run up behind you out here, like, see if they can run up behind you soft. So you can guess and be like, oh, because you know you're polite. You're going to be like, oh, excuse me. And when it's really them, you be like, nigga, motherfucker, how come you didn't announce yourself? Tell me you're coming from the left or the right. But you know, they love to lip wrestle. You be giving energy again and shit. You know what I mean? Because I don't want a motherfucker leave your ass and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is out here, really, except spiritual healing? This is a spiritual healing place in the world. And why would a person be trying to colonize this area, you know, and try to get the rest of their people out? Same thing why Somali would want to get in the seat in Minnesota so they can get the niggas get into one of the most powerful states in the union. Minnesota's a very powerful state. You know what I'm saying? It's the top of it's at the top of the Mississippi River. I know, because I've been up there. The Mississippi River starts so small, like this big, man. Maybe a little bit bigger. Like two of these together. You can just hop over that bitch. By the time I get to Mississippi, man, that motherfucker, you can't even see across that bitch. But yeah, you know, our land. It's not our land, it's your land, and your land is our land, and all that shit. You know, yeah. I know I've been chopping it up for a while. I'm ready to hop about this month, but I just had to chop it in. You know what I'm saying? I know you're paying attention about the Hawaiian situation because they're the same similar situation, same thing. People got into the game. Powers that were, you know, they allow certain things to go down with their people, with the immigrants to lay on the street. You know, or they call them howlies, or they call it, they're citizens of America. They're not like, you know, they're citizens, of course. You know, you know how they changed the game up, whereas they made it to be whoever's born after you got there, they're American. Like, no, nigga, you're not a nigga. Or a true Hawaiian motherfucker shit. Yeah, Hawaiian. You're Hawaiian, nigga. You're Jamaican. Nah, but for real though, you know, so yeah, man, that's where, you know, so this is a chosen spot. It's a chosen spot too. But that immigrant situation is going to pop off, so people are getting a little, you know, spirits that come as tourists every day shows that. Even though it's not no Somalians and not a gang of Mexicans, not a gang of Mexicans, but they are some. I'm not against them. They're pretty cool out here. It's a pretty even playing field out here. Everybody's trying to be normal out this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because it's not like porn and sex stores and shit. It's like snakes. Snakes are illegal out this motherfucker. So everybody's pretty much trying to honor the whole, you know, the island life and shit. But as time goes on, people try to disrespect. But the island has a way of handling this shit. You know, it's not really a spell over this motherfucker like it is over America, but over the mainland, that spell is breaking up. You know, it's coming to an end. But over out here, the spell is not as hard. So that's why they use cloud cover and shit like that, and you know, substance abuse, mind-altering chemicals to keep the people kind of in a daze, you know, and just going about their business, you know, and not tap into any of the talents to get them, you know, to be happy and true aloha. Living in aloha for real, you know, and so they kind of get you off of that. So if they do see a nigga on aloha a little bit, like they go over here playing with birds and shit, wild birds, they kind of be like, what the fuck is going on with this nigga? Yeah, I ain't never seen a nigga come play with some wild birds out this motherfucker. I ain't even seen me in the water and shit. I got dolphins and shit that be coming up to a nigga. The niggas be like right there, they were black as fuck under the water, like looking at you. Can you imagine seeing a dolphin coming up to you like, what's up, nigga? You're like, ah, shit. But your kundalini got to be up a little bit because fear is in the lower part. You'll be fearful. Like when you're a child, remember, when you're a child, your kundalini is kind of low because you're still young, you know what I mean? So your kundalini raises by the year as a child versus when you become an adult, it goes by the month, you know? So as when you're younger, yeah, fear can set in a little bit. So, but like, when you're an adult and you have that set in, you're like, you know, you see a whale roll up on the side of your ass and shit. Big black motherfucking whale come up. That's all you hear is that big nigga right there. You almost go like this, nigga. He know better. You know what I'm saying? He know who he is. He know exactly who he is. I mean, you know what type of people you is. You know that aura you got and shit, you know. But your fear can fuck shit up. You know. But anyway, that's about that. Alright, so the shift is here. And you know, a lot of people be mad at your happiness. That's why when they say aloha, people don't really have it in them. You be like, damn, no, ain't no aloha. These people have drained it. They come around, they looking for it, but the motherfucker with the aloha, they like, this nigga got the aloha. They got aloha right there. Let's go take it from him. Versus, well, but the true Hawaiians and true niggas, if we look and see a motherfucker sad, we be like, man, look, the nigga look a little low on his aloha, man. Yeah, what? Yeah, he do look a little low on that aloha. Let's go over there and give him some aloha. That's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Get that motherfucker, make the motherfucker happy, man, or something. You know what I mean? Spread joy. But they don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So they see me playing the joy with the bird. They're like, oh, I know aloha's right there. I know love is somewhere in that motherfucker because birds wouldn't be coming up. And I done tried my whole life to get these motherfuckers to come up. They never came up. No. All right, y'all. I love you. For the ones in the room, peace. Hope it ain't a CIA agent and shit. Like, probably is and shit. Might be my somebody that's like, I'm looking out for you, nigga. Who knows? I don't. But just be the best you that you can be, man. And, you know, really wanted everything to work out with the whole Somali situation. It'd be nice if we would all work together as niggas and shit. We would have barbershops up in their little Somali malls. They got a few of them. The motherfuckers is huge. You know, could have taught them a lot of little things they could have taught us. But, you know, competition happens. You're not supposed to be in competition with most side babies and shit, basically. You know what I'm saying? You're not here to compete. Even though we compete with people just to have fun with them, with their culture, so they can get an understanding of who we are, you know, basically, you know, just being little earth angels. That's who we is and shit, you know. Everything gets spread from us. So, you know, we want to spread that joy. It's fun playing against the champion, you know. If you're playing against a champion, it's not fun playing against a weakling, you know. We want you to get strong enough so we can actually play your ass and shit. Like, okay, you're good enough, I can do my good moves on you and shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, with that being said, I love y'all, and I'll deal with you in the next one. Peace.